Alright, here is a video of how I test each one of my complete controllers here, Demon controllers. I have my cables coming from my 500 millimeter CNC for Newbie new carve, and I have the limit switch wires right here. I don't even have the shields hooked up. The filter circuits do a really good job. Each one of these comes with a shielded USB cable with ferrite chokes, which are really nice. Never had a problem with it. I have mine hooked up to a powered USB hub, so that's how that works. Anyways, first thing I do after I hook up all the wires is I come over to the device manager, and I open the properties on the Arduino Uno that's connected. This is a fresh Arduino, right out of the box, never been touched by a computer yet. I go into the port settings and I switch it to 115,200 bits per second. Hit OK. I come over to the Xloader program. Open that up. We get this box here. I drop it down to the COM port 17. I already have my hex file selected. It keeps the last one I used. It also says Uno here. It says the correct baud rate right there. And I just hit upload. It'll upload for, I don't know, 15-20 seconds or so. And then it'll say how many bytes were loaded. Then at that point you can close that. Then I open up the Universal G-Code Sender. First I open the port, which make sure you select the correct port. 17, I've done so many of these today. Okay, then open the port and it will go and show you all the gerbil settings. And I have a macro to load all my gerbil settings for the CNC for Newbie machines here. And so I'll click this. It comes up with a streaming error. That's normal. Hit enter a couple times. I'll hit it again. And I'll keep on hitting it until it stops giving me errors. And then I just keep on clicking it a couple times. And it goes through and loads all those. I don't know why it does those errors. It's changing too many at once. Causes it to kind of trip over itself. I mean, that's really why. I guess I know why. But once it changes the first couple, it stops tripping over itself and just finishes up the end. If it enters those and they're not changed, it obviously kind of passes over them. Alright, so all the gerbil settings are loaded. Now what I do is I go ahead and plug it in, put the power to it. I put down the phone for a second. Okay, we are on. Okay, now we're going to test the jogging. Okay, what I like to do from here, after I loaded all that, is close the port and then open it back up. And now what I'll do is I'll just jog it a little bit at a time, to the right, to the left, back, front, up, down. If all that checks out, I come over here and I hit another macro on mine, which loads the $22 equals 1. That is homing on. So I turned on homing. I'll close the port, open the port, and now here's the real first test of the controller, which is a homing cycle. So we have alarmed. Hit the homing cycle. And we got a good Z connect. There's the Y and the X. and we have a good homing cycle. After that, okay, I test the pause, resume, and abort buttons. And what I do is I have another macro here that positions it in the middle. Okay, and then I go reset X, Y, Z, and we have my work position zeroed out. And then I made a 2.5 inch circle G-code in V-carve. It just goes in a circle several times, going down just a fraction of an inch each time. And it gives me enough time to test the analog buttons, the analog controls. So here I'll start that. Now I'll come over here. And then I'll test the buttons here. So I use just a piece of wire as a jumper here, and I will do the pause first. Hit the pause. And that paused it just fine. And then I'll hit the resume. And it resumes. And the last one is the abort, which should lock it instantly. And there it did. It killed it, and it should alarm, which it does. And that's how I test each controller. That's it.